Peace, King. How you feeling?
What up? What's the deal?
All is well, man. I truly appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, cool. What's the deal?
All right. We could get right on into it, man.
All right,
Let me see.
let's do it.
Right. Peace and blessings, family. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another episode of Taye Speaks. We got a very special guest in the house, man. Somebody that done made some classic, timeless music. It's definitely an honor. I want to thank you once again for coming on the show. I
Okay,
truly appreciate you. So for the
right.
viewers who may not know, let them know what your name is, and definitely let them know where you're from.
My name is Easy LP. I'm from New York City. I was raised in New York City. I was born in Virginia, though. I'm actually from Virginia.
Okay, that's what's up.
hmm
That's what's up.
hmm
You see, my next question is, by you being born in Virginia and raised in New York, when did you actually get exposed to hip hop? Was it something you seen on TV or heard on the radio, or was it already out in the community at that time?
No, I mean, I'm from the Bronx. It was actually in my community in the let's see, probably mid '70s, going into late '80s. Like I was exposed to it at a very early age. So like I don't know. It was just like it was right in front of me. It was like I'll go downstairs, I'll go in the basketball park, they jamming in the park. If I went up the block to Soundview to 100 Soundview Park, it's there. If I went to Bronx River, it was there. Like it was always around. It's just it was walking distance. Everything was walking distance. So it was just like, if it was Bronx River, if it was Soundview, if it was 100 Park, like I mean, it was a bunch of places it was exposed. I mean, I got around as far as I could at that age, and then once I got a little bit older, then I started making my rounds everywhere else. Like more or less, yeah, more or less, definitely.
Wow, that's amazing, man. You from the motherland, then where it all started. You know what I'm
Yeah, I mean,
saying?
yeah, I'm kind of actually where it started. It just I fell into it at a very early age, so it was like if I was able to get to it, I was there. If I was able to get to it, but I always been in music. Like I don't even remember a time when I wasn't in music unless I just decided to step away from it personally. You know.
Wow, that's definitely a blessing, man. You definitely talented for sure. Now, my question is this: when did you go from actually, being a spectator to actually participating in hip hop?
I was a DJ first, so I participated from the beginning. Um,
Wow.
I have I might have had my turntables in a mixer, maybe as early as 9, maybe as early as 9, latest 10. Like I was somewhat spoiled, not all the way spoiled, but somewhat spoiled. But for the most part, I got what the fuck I wanted. For the most,
Right.
part.
That's a blessing too, man.
But my
That's
father,
definitely
like
a
my father, like my mother and father lived in the same household, and my father he used to be around in New York. He used to be around Chambers Street a lot. So like that's where it was some little electronic stores. So that's kind of where we fell into getting equipment. And then he was like, I was like, this ain't the right turntables. These are audio techs. These suck. He was like, oh bro, you're gonna have to figure it out because the other ones you talking about they cost a grip ski, and I'm not buying that. That's on you, homie. I was like, oh wow. Well, fuck it. I'm gonna just make this do. I'll put some pennies on top of the needles, and I'm gonna get my jigga on. You heard? So
right.
kind of
Wow.
that's kind of how it started, ish. And then I met some older kids, and then they the older compadres they started to like. Oh, like at that time, like British Walkers. I was like, damn, I wish I had those. Ah, fuck it, you could just take mine. And then like the big, they was older than me. Now they call them OGs. The OGs was like, yo, take this. I could get more. Whatever. I ain't worrying about that. Oh, you need turntable. Oh, my man got one upstairs, and he'll go one here. And then that's how I fell into having at least having techniques. So I think I had
Mm.
like B100s at that time. And then as soon as I got the money, I went and got them 1200s. But that was courtesy of me. Bro,
Wow.
yeah, like on your own dime. But I collected records, so as long as I had the records, I could figure out the tools. You know what I'm
That's what's
saying?
up. Right,
It's
right.
all
Now the
about
Bronx
the
man had some.
Hmm.
So now I was gonna say the Bronx had some of the best in terms of DJs, rappers, producers. How did you end up like actually getting into the industry from being a DJ in the neighborhood to actually, making records and stuff?
Well, I used to DJ for this artist called MC Holiday. He had this record called Lagucci Man. He was signed to Disco Fever Records, and he had actually tried to force an ASR on me, and I took it home, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing with it. I was like, this is just as foreign to me, and I kind of somewhat started there, but I threw the towel in, and then when I was with like Buckwild or Lord Finesse, then then I started exercising doing music. So basically, Buckwild and Lord Finesse is the reason why I'm here today.
Wow, man, that's what's up. Them some kings. Shout out to them for sure, lyrically and beat wise. So
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
that's a
both ways.
blessing.
Yeah, because Lord Finesse is multi talented. He knows how to do
Right?
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he know how to do everything. I remember I didn't even know him at the time. I went to one of the the new music seminars that was in New York, and it was at like BB King, and I was just kind of like on the skirts. Went and I looked. I said, "Damn, this goddamn finesse man, he know how to DJ just as good as he know how to rhyme." It's like, what the fuck? He could be his own DJ. And I was like, yeah. So it was like weird. So like, I didn't say nothing to him that day or whatever. But like, we kind of met. We met through Buck, and like it was it's. I always felt like it's always the setting, like the setting on how you meet people is like the fun sway of the industry because you'll meet people in a bad situation and be like, I'm not gonna ever fuck with him. Or you meet him in a good situation, y'all have good talks and y'all just become cool. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just all a matter of the settings when it comes to the industry, to me, per se.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
That's definitely a blessing for sure.
Right.
So that's a part of that DITC family. Did you get to connect with Joe or Big L or any of the other
Yeah,
guys?
I was there when they discovered Big L. Big L was a homie. So it was just like we didn't do any records together, but I was with L a good part of his career at the beginning of his career because he got discovered at Rock and Will on 125th Street, and from that day he got discovered. I think we was on 139th Street from that day on. Like, because if you want to see Big L, you had to go to 139th Street and shit. He used to have like on one side of the street, his mom's had an apartment, but then he got a couple of dollars and he had got him a one bedroom that was right across the street on the first floor. So, you know what I'm saying? So if if we wanted to catch him, we'll catch him down there or we'll catch him at the corner park on 139th. Like he definitely didn't really astray from that area unless he was dipping off with his girl at the time. Like I think she used to ride a little Mitsubishi Eclipse or something. So like when he strayed, then he was with his girl.
All right, right. Big shout out to Big L. Rest in peace, King, man. One of the greatest lyricists, battle rappers ever, man.
Absolutely. So like when
Truly.
when I was on mixtapes, he was actually featured on one of my mixtapes. So like I feel like I was a part of help breaking him. Like we was all a part of help breaking him. But it came together when Lord Finesse was he was in DMD studio one night. T Ray had laid this beat, and it's actually was called a Yes You May remix. And then it was me, Buck, L, Ness, T Ray was in there that night, and that's when they recorded that Yes You May remix. So that was his introduction to the industry on that record, actually.
Wow,
Um,
wow.
and then we got shout outs is on the record and all of that. But it's just that was a part of the game, I guess. That's how I look.
Man, that's a legendary studio session, man. Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
I appreciate you sharing that for sure, for sure.